Hey everyone, it's Emily with Spiceworks. Thanks for tuning in today and joining us on another Spiceworks partner webinar, Artificial Intelligence That Makes You a Wi-Fi Jedi, brought to you by Art2Wave. Before we get started, I do want to remind everyone this webinar is being recorded, so if you have to step away for any reason, you will get an email with a link to the video in about a week. Also, there's a Q&A box on your screen to the left, and I encourage you to submit your questions at any time during the presentation. We'll get to those questions at the end via a verbal Q&A, but if your question isn't addressed live, someone will be able to follow up with you. Now I'd like to introduce our presenter, John Hanahan, Art2Wave's VP of Marketing. So John, whenever you're ready, take it away.
Thanks, Emily. Very much appreciated. It's great to be here with the Spiceworks IT pros. I'm really excited to present to you this morning or afternoon or wherever you may be. Hopefully you enjoyed our little intro scroll here. We thought with the excitement of Star Wars, we'd sort of do a Star Wars-oriented theme, especially given a lot of our new technology is very innovative, and we're calling this the Force, effectively, to help IT pros really revolutionize the way they get stuff done. So what we're going to do here is give you a little bit of an intro to the company around who we are and what we do, and then we're going to dive right into some of the technology that we're bringing to the market that's very innovative. Some of you may have attended our earlier webinar. We did one last month. For those of you that weren't able to attend that one, we're going to give you some of the same sort of introductory information, but a lot of the technology slides and how we do what we do are going to be brand new. So obviously Wi-Fi use is exploding. The number of devices per user, the apps, everything, it's all blowing up. And customers, your users on your network, people that are coming into your environment are expecting an always-on type experience. The Wi-Fi solutions, today, even though lots of progress has been made over the years, at the end of the day, they're still forcing you to operate the system, troubleshoot, optimize, and so on. And businesses, IT pros like yourselves, are spending still 70% of your time just maintaining the network, not focusing on doing strategic projects and really making an impact on the business. So our goal is really to help you operate that end-to-end system by providing a proactive Wi-Fi as a service network for enterprises. The goal really is to free the IT pros from the operational and break-fix headaches so that you guys can provide more value to the business. We do this on a 100% consumption model. You never have to buy an access point. You never have to refresh your access points again. It's all bundled into the monthly cost of the service. And the ultimate goal is to deliver a fantastic end-user experience based upon our system, which is based on AI techniques that solve user issues in real time. We're going to talk about how we do that in a little bit more detail. The company's built upon a strong team of technical and management execs with decades of experience in the networking, wireless, AI, and cloud space. And we're really focused on service design, outcomes for you guys as the IT pro, and making sure that the networks operate very, very effectively. So let's go back to our theme of Star Wars. If you think about Luke, the IT pro, in the current paradigm, you're really just, tending that water farm on Tatooine. You're, getting what you can out of the environment, doing what you can, but you're not able to really make a huge impact on the business because of the amount of time that you spent on the network. And as such, you're yearning for that higher purpose. How can you, start to take back some of your time and really focus your energies into the things that make you more strategic? Well, the Force is with you. With Art2Wave, we're really going to turn you into that Jedi Knight that is able to make an impact and really deliver that much more value to the business. So let's talk about what the system entails. Really, it's a comprehensive end-to-end service. We're integrating a cloud-managed Wi-Fi networking system with proactive service and network operations. We use artificial intelligence, machine learning, and an expert system to help optimize, diagnose, troubleshoot the network, and ultimately provide continuous monitoring and proactive support so that you have a fantastic outcome in terms of managing that system. Your end users are having a great experience, and so on. All right, so let's dive in to the key elements of the service. So we talked a little bit about the artificial intelligence optimization. The proactive response is really critical here. So this is our team getting engaged when issues pop up, our team getting engaged when optimization needs to happen, and we want to continually tune the network to the environment and ensure that the performance is fantastic for the end users. We're monitoring the system, tracking providing the tracking of the health of the network to you. We deliver a smartphone app. We know that IT teams are always on the go, and we want you to be able to do everything that you can using the mobile app, and we'll show you a little bit about what that looks like. And then we talked about the access point hardware itself that we provide as well. Now, the technology behind this is really innovative. We've got almost a dozen patents now that are pending around this technology. And really what we're trying to do is understand the comprehensive environment. So understand all the different elements around the RF, understand the user connectivity, ensuring that the best AP is constantly used. And this takes constant understanding of the users that are on the network, the types of devices, what OSs those devices have, and so on. And we're collecting information about those statistics, where all the user data stays local on the network, but key stats around the performance are constantly being uploaded into our cloud, into our big data architecture, so that the AI system can understand what's happening on the network and make adjustments as needed. The system comprises of a number of different elements. I talked about the expert system. The machine learning engine is what learns on an ongoing basis based upon the parameters that initially set by the expert system. The analytics engine is really that piece that's kind of constantly crunching the data and feeding that into the AI components. We're using industry-proven algorithms that we use for optimization. So, we've taken thousands of hours of study from experts and codified that, so to speak, and use that as a basis for our algorithms that we use for the ongoing optimization of the performance. And the parameters feed the algorithms controlled by the expert system and or the machine learning engine. And we'll talk a little bit about how that works in more detail. So the expert system, so imagine, a level 1, level 2 tech support engineer, wireless expert that's constantly able to understand what's on the network, does that initial troubleshooting, and takes appropriate actions. The expert system is really an automation of those functions. In addition to the aspects of the wireless LAN system, we're also looking at other network services, DHCP, DNS, radius, security, and so forth, to really understand whether the full system is being given the optimal performance. We know that a lot of issues that may not be the Wi-Fi network itself get blamed on the Wi-Fi. As a user, you don't know the difference, right? You don't know if you've got a authentication issue. You're just experiencing poor performance or no performance. Additionally, the expert system is able to proactively optimize the wireless LAN network. So help parameters around radio resource management, channel cell size, client link quality, knobless RRM and channel cell size selection. Those are the types of things that we're able to do proactively. And then we're also able to proactively identify wireless LAN problems and automatically correct them. So the typical level 0 to level 2 problem diagnosis and remediation goes away. And that's a huge aspect. The typical mean time to resolution for an issue, 90% of that time is actually successfully identifying what the root cause was. So if you can eliminate that element, the problems around user area, client behavior, the network conditions, different OSs or client devices that are coming on board that may be causing a problem, those types of things really get remedied much, much more quickly. Now, the expert system feeds data and information into the machine learning system. So this creates a core wireless LAN system brain, and it is constantly evolving and learning. It's learning the health parameters, both site-specific and global. So imagine, your own network and the different types of devices that are coming onto your network, the different operating systems, and so on. When we learn about how a certain Apple device behaves or a certain Google device behaves, we can learn about what those elements are, and we can apply that globally with that learning. And we can do that much more quickly than your standard operators can or vendors can. And over time, the machine learning algorithms optimize the wireless LAN performance, so the performance gets custom tailored to your specific environment. And this significantly enhances the expert system by dynamically modifying the rules over time as well. So the radio resource management gets optimized, proactive channel selection and reassignment, cell size management and coordination, all these things are inputs into delivering better outcomes and experiences. Steering users to the best AP and ensuring that the best radio and the best AP for each client is selected. And then leveraging the types of techniques that have been around for a while. They just haven't been applied to IT operations. So if you think about Google search with respect to better ad targeting and faster discovery, Siri, higher quality content search, Amazon and Netflix, all these systems are AI-type systems with algorithms that are constantly learning and evolving, and we're applying that now to the networking space. So why is proactive Wi-Fi needed? Why does it help you? If you think about traditional systems, they're all reactive. They're not designed with the IT operational outcomes in mind. So if you think about channels and cell size for radio resource management, a lot of the common approaches, they include dozens of configuration knobs, and effectively they're static configurations and band-aid solutions, and they're reactive in nature. And so the outcome of that is really a sub-optimized network and a poor quality of experience. In fact, most of the RRM features are turned off. In fact, on a lot of message boards, the recommendations are to turn them off because they don't work effectively. And a lot of times that ultimately it leads to wasted cycles and doesn't enable you to really prevent recurring issues. Oftentimes it results in a lot of money spent on third-party tools, consultants, or simply throwing APs at the problem. And ultimately the experience is degraded by the density, remote sites, high bandwidth use, BYOD, and ultimately the frustration in the IT department, frustrated business partners, and so on. So let's do a quick comparison of some of the traditional RRM knobs. So on the left are the knobs from, if you think about the top two wireless vendors in the world, this is an example from one of them. So, this is public information that we grabbed off the web. So these are all the different knobs that you can do. There's 24 parameters for channel optimization alone. If you add in the cell size parameters, that number grows to 35. So really, you're talking about hours spent memorizing the function, doing trial and error, testing and fine-tuning, and again, it's all reactionary. The optimization requires deep knowledge, and a lot of times what that ultimately means is that you're not able to spend the time to really optimize for that space. Now, our system has zero configuration. The key parameters are controlled by our expert system in machine learning. The IT does not have to tune any of the parameters to turn them off. The machine learning is going to make the proactive possible with predictive modeling and learning history and the measurement-based validation of the RRM assignment. So we're going to analyze the effectiveness of those assignments, and the expert system compares the measured values with estimated values. So it's ultimately a much more efficient way to deliver the improvements to the network. Now, problem detection and automatic correction. So human-like diagnosis is leveraged through the expert system rules and monitors. So you're not having to do any sort of self-support or vendor-supported contracts. You're not sifting through logs or packet captures, et cetera, to identify the issue. And the time to resolution is seconds or minutes versus days or weeks in a traditional sort of system. The corrective action is executed at machine speed and accuracy, and we're often able to detect the problems before they become user observable because we're gathering statistics about the environment and the performance every 15 seconds. Traditional systems are every 15 minutes or so. So we're able to both understand the issues, understand the users, and react before it becomes a pervasive problem. So these are just some screenshots here of the system here that enables us to look at this. We've actually got multiple different views within our system. We've built kind of the user customer facing or IT pro facing view and smartphone application to have the basic parameters that you need to kind of install, set up, establish the network, and then see what's going on in real time. On the back end, we're able to have a lot more detailed information so that we can automatically diagnose and resolve issues. There's a rules engine that feeds into the machine learning engine. And that engine requires training today. We're monitoring it. We're giving it specific parameters with which to act so that ultimately no harm is done to the network. But over time, that system is going to become much more self-learning and self-optimizing, eliminating the need for supervised training. Our NOC staff our NOC is staffed by RF experts that are managing these networks globally. So we're looking at all the information on all the network and making sure that everything's healthy. We're tracking customer issues and making sure that we're responding to those. We have the ability to manage the APs by location and have visibility in each of those. And there's a lot of advanced settings that we're able to do both using the expert system and leveraging our own folks internally to manage that aspect. We can see a lot of details about the AP health, CPU usage, memory usage, temperature, etc., and also monitor the firmware by the APs and ensure that that's effective. And lastly, the RF environment by AP. As I mentioned, the users, the IT pros, need to have visibility into their network. So you've got your single pane of glass view of every aspect. You can manage the APs by location, see where everything is, what the performance is in terms of uploads and downloads, who are the users on the network, which radios are being leveraged, and so forth. You can track the issues proactively. So we want to provide feedback into what issues are being solved by the system so that you have that visibility and to see what's going on there. And you can view device activity levels by AP. So there's really a robust system to really enable you to understand what's happening on the network, even though you're not having to actively manage it. We're doing that for you. When issues come up, we're jumping on your behalf. The smartphone app we talked about, where it's designed for highly mobile IT teams, so really being able to look at overall status, being able to look at the network, look at individual APs, add new APs. So there's a really nice QR code system that enables you to add AP devices to the network very, very seamlessly, apply the same configuration, and deploy that, and so on. So what about the access point? So the access point is our access point that we've custom designed to be able to proactively leverage our AI system. So it's got a lot of the standard 11AC designs. It's a 2x2 system with all the performance. One of the interesting things that we see, there's been so much made about the need for more and more speed. And what we're finding is that more efficient use of the system really negates the need for just adding bandwidth to the problem. And so, we've got the hardware system set up here. The nice thing is that because of our model with the OpEx system, we're going to proactively provide you with upgraded infrastructure, every 4 years as a part of the contract. And even if you want to upgrade earlier, there's a way for us to do that for a small fee. So in year 2, for example, you'd pay a fee of $50 to upgrade to the latest and greatest, APs. In year 3, it's $25 and so on. So this really enables you to have the latest and greatest hardware. You don't have to do extensive research on the next generation hardware. That question of when do I upgrade, when's the right time, you'll be able to see the types of devices that are coming onto your network, so that you know whether you have a majority of 5 gigahertz devices, or they're using the 2.4 gigahertz, those sorts of things. So that's a really nice aspect of the overall service. So how does the Force make you a Wi-Fi Jedi? So you're really eliminating the need to do robotic scripting and mundane operational tasks. The need for consultants and vendor support cases really sort of goes away. I think managed service providers actually can do more with this type of system than other systems, in that they can really get a lot more value to their end users through these types of systems. We've got a lot of MSPs that are really interested in leveraging this kind of capability. The downtime fire drills go away. The productivity enhancements are fabulous. The customers really see a dramatic improvement in the end user experience. You get an automatic modernization of your network through this, the ability to deploy apps faster. And this also allows you to start to really develop your skills in areas that are going to make a true impact on the business, and leveraging opportunities that are going to ultimately allow you to be a force multiplier for your business, and focus on strategic initiatives that are going to drive a lot more value to the space. Now, we had some questions here. Do I need RF certifications to know which knobs to adjust? No, you don't. The knobs that you have as a user are the basic ones. How many SSIDs do I want? What do I want in terms of a guest portal, a captive portal? And our team really walks you through that initial setup so that it's very, very straightforward. In terms of the deployment, we've tried to make it extremely easy so that educators, could send this out to their janitors and have them plug it in, and we do the rest on the back end to enable that IT team to deploy it. In the hospitality space, we've had a lot of really good conversations and customers that really like the idea of just having the facilities people hang them, and then the deployment is all managed on the back end. So the need for really focusing on the RF environment and having to use tools to measure that space goes away with a system like this. We had a question: do we need a particular type of switch to connect the AP to? No, you don't. So we provide a power supply if you don't have a PoE-based switch. The power required to supply it with PoE is based on the .AF standard, so you only need a standard PoE switch. PoE Plus isn't required. So any of those types of switches are just fine. There was an option. There's a request here for is there a non-contract option? So it's designed to be a service. The way we do it is we sign users up on an annual basis, and so if you think about the service fee associated with that, the pricing is a low monthly fee that we bill annually. The TCO is designed to really be less than, say, a Meraki solution when you factor in the cost of the hardware and the annual service agreement over 4 years. So if you think about the first year fee associated with launching the service, you're likely going to be less than a quarter the outlay that you would have to do to refresh your existing Wi-Fi system. And we found customers really like that. You know, in addition to all the benefits in terms of the soft costs associated with their IT teams being able to be that much more productive, the pricing makes it very easy to get into and very low risk in that regard. The smartphone app, does it work for a tablet view or just phone views? The app is designed. It works just fine on the medium-sized tablets. On the larger screen tablets, the resolution isn't quite there. We're in the process of doing tablet-specific applications, but those aren't quite available just yet. Here's one here. When moving offices, do I simply disconnect the AP from one port and plug it into a different one? Yeah, that's absolutely right. So it's very simple. The system finds the cloud automatically, and so if you've got an AP that's been associated and configured, it's going to automatically find the system and be up and running by just plugging it in. I'm just looking here. There's a question, is the webinar appropriate for potential resellers, or is it for direct clients? So we are in the process of recruiting channel partners. So I would encourage you to reach out to our sales team. If you go to our website, there's a partner form field. There's more information about the partner elements there. So definitely go take a look at that, and we can talk to you about what are the partner programs that we're starting to build. Do I need to create a user profile for each AP? No. So in terms of the AP itself, really what you have the option to set a variety of different profiles within the system itself. And then when you go to the AP, when you go to set the AP up, you just click on which of the profiles you want. Is it a default profile? Is it a site-specific profile that you want to apply? But once that initial profile is established, it's as simply as selecting an item from a drop-down menu, and then that profile and configuration gets automatically applied. So there's a similar related question around the APs coming pre-configured with configurations tailored to my location. So the process to what you do is similar to what I just described. So as you go through the QR code process, you snap a picture of the QR code on the system, and it brings up a option to choose which configuration you want to apply, and then you select that, and it applies it automatically. All right, I think some more questions here. There's a question here, can I isolate SSIDs to specific IDs, to specific APs? Yes, you can. So you can select which SSIDs you want to put on each AP. You can do multiple SSIDs per AP. There's lots of different options there. So there's a question on the protocols, ABGN, AC, and the same distances are the trade-offs for distances for protocols. So the system's going to optimize the protocol selection based upon that device and the AP and the traffic on those APs. So ultimately, it's going to optimize for the best performance and switch off based upon what's going to provide the best experience for that particular user. So there's and it's constantly monitoring that and making sure that the different radios are optimally leveraging the system and making sure that the client devices are being steered to the best AP and so on. All right. I think, there's one last question here. Does the system work with an external controller at all? No. So it's a controllerless architecture. We've got our cloud-based backend that does all the work. We're not tunneling all the data back. The data stays local to the system. But as I mentioned earlier, we're gathering key statistics about the environment and making sure that we understand the client devices, the performance, the users that are on, and how well the network is performing, and then optimizing for that. Excellent. So I think I've answered all the questions today. I really appreciate all of your time, and hopefully this has given you some nice information about how the industry is evolving and what our solution looks like. We're very excited to be talking to the IT pros here at Spiceworks, and really appreciate the feedback on the questions. Really interesting answers, and we'll certainly use that to help continue to improve our product over time as well. Thanks very much for your time.